In a dusty town, surrounded by empty fields, there lived a merchant known not for his kindness, but for his harsh and unfeeling heart. He owned a donkey strong, quiet, and endlessly obedient. Every single day, as the sun climbed into the burning sky, the donkey was loaded with heavy sacks of salt and forced to walk miles into town and back again. The road was long, the load was painful, and the heat was unbearable. Still, the donkey walked. He did not complain. He did not resist. His only purpose, as far as the merchant cared, was to carry weight. The merchant never once patted the donkey's head. He never offered kind words. He never lightened the load. To him, the donkey was simply a tool, nothing more. Even when the animal's legs shook from exhaustion, the merchant only tightened the ropes and shouted at him to move faster. One evening, as the sun dipped low and painted the river with gold, they began crossing the narrow path beside the water. The stones were slippery, and the donkey's body was aching from a full day's work. His hooves slipped. In an instant, the sack of salt fell into the river. As the crystals touched the water, they dissolved into nothing. Seeing the empty sack, the merchant exploded with anger. His face twisted with rage. He grabbed a thick stick and began striking the donkey again and again. The blows landed on his tired back, his sore legs, his wounded sides. The donkey cried out in pain, but there was no one to hear him, no one to help him. When the beating finally stopped, he collapsed beside the river, his body trembling, his breath shallow and broken. That night, while the merchant slept peacefully, the donkey remained at the river's edge. The moon reflected in the water, and his injured body burned with pain. 1,000 thoughts filled his mind. "I didn't mean to fall," he whispered into the silence. "I didn't do it on purpose, but it did not matter." His master did not care about intention or loyalty. All that mattered was the lost salt. Something in the donkey changed that night. His heart, once gentle, became heavy and bitter. A quiet wish settled deep inside him. Someday, he thought, my master will feel this same pain. Days passed, then weeks. The donkey continued his hard work, but the light in his eyes had faded. His steps were slower, not just from exhaustion, but from a sadness that had settled deep in his soul. One bright afternoon, the merchant's young son wandered down to the river to play. He was a cheerful boy, full of laughter, throwing stones into the water. The donkey stood on a hill nearby, resting between trips, and he watched the boy with quiet eyes. He noticed how carefree he was, how innocent, how unaware of the danger beneath the slippery rocks. Then it happened. The boy stepped on a smooth stone, lost his balance, and fell into the river with a splash. The current pulled at his small body, dragging him further from the edge. He screamed for help, his arms flailing wildly as water filled his mouth. Panic twisted his face. The donkey saw everything. He was close enough. With just a few steps, he could reach the boy. He had the strength. He had the chance. But another thought entered his mind. Now your father will know this pain. Now he will understand what it feels like to lose something precious. So the donkey stood still. He watched as the boy's movements grew weaker. His cries turned into silent bubbles beneath the surface. The river became calm again, as if nothing had happened. A moment later, the merchant came running, shouting his son's name. He saw a toy floating on the water. He saw the empty riverbank. Realization struck his heart like a knife. He dropped to his knees and let out a scream so full of agony it echoed through the valley. He beat his hands against the ground as tears poured onto the stones. The donkey watched from the hill. This was what he had wanted. Justice, or so he thought. Yet, instead of feeling powerful, a strange cold filled his chest. Instead of satisfaction, he felt a deep, unbearable emptiness. The merchant's broken cries pierced the donkey's heart in a way no whip ever had. The pain he had just witnessed was far greater than any pain he had ever suffered. Tears filled the donkey's eyes. "I was right," he whispered to himself, "but I was not wise." In that moment, he understood a painful truth. Revenge had not healed him. It had only created more suffering. One cruel heart had damaged another, and now an innocent life was lost. Justice, he realized, is not built on revenge. It is built on compassion, wisdom, and courage. From that day on, the donkey never again wished harm upon anyone. He had learned that bitterness poisons only the heart that carries it. He understood that when we choose not to help, when we choose to hurt in return, we become no better than those who hurt us. In life, people will wrong you. Someone will betray you, deceive you, insult you, or break your heart. Your first instinct may be to return the pain, to make them feel exactly what you felt. But revenge does not fix the past. It does not erase the wound. It only creates new ones, deeper, darker, and harder to heal. You do not need cruelty to be strong. You do not need revenge to be right. True strength is choosing kindness when it is hardest. True power is walking away from hate. And true justice is found in healing, not in harming. If you ever feel wronged, remember the silent donkey beside the river. Remember how being right did not bring him peace. And choose to be wise instead of bitter, kind instead of cruel, and strong instead of vengeful. Because in the end, it is not revenge that sets us free, it is forgiveness, wisdom, and the courage to rise above the pain. If you feel you are struggling with overwhelming feelings of anger or sadness, please know that help is available. Talking to a mental health professional can provide you with the tools to heal and move forward. You are not alone. Thank you for watching, and if this story resonated with you, please share it and subscribe for more content like this.